So, what happens when an entire country basically runs out of people to get online? Today, we're diving into the Netherlands, a nation that's pretty much 100% connected. And as the latest data from DataReportal shows, when you can't grow outwards, the fight for attention turns inwards. And that's where things get really, really interesting. Let's get into it.
I want to start with just one number, because this single figure kind of defines the whole story, 99%. Just let that hang in the air for a second. What on earth could have that level of adoption across an entire country?
Yep, that's the percentage of people who are online. Being offline in the Netherlands literally makes you a one-percenter. And that single massive fact is the foundation for everything else we're about to unpack.
Okay, so if pretty much everyone is online, what does that actually look like in terms of raw numbers? Let's break it down.
So the numbers are already pretty staggering, right? You've got a population of 18.4 million people, and 18.2 million of them are using the internet. But then you see this, 26.9 million mobile connections. Hold on a minute, how is that even possible?
This totally changes what we think of as connectivity. This isn't just one person, one phone. No, this is people juggling multiple devices, their work phone, personal phone, maybe a tablet with a SIM card. We're talking about total, complete digital saturation.
With that many people online with that many devices, the next obvious question is, who are these people? Let's take a look at the actual demographics of the Dutch digital population.
And you might think, oh, this is all being driven by young people, right? But check out this data. Nearly 35% of the entire population is over 55. And since we know the penetration rate is 99%, well, that means they are overwhelmingly online. This isn't some youth trend, it's a national reality.
And look, it's not just about being online. It's about having a really, really good experience. I mean, with median mobile speeds over 160 megabits per second, everything is fast, it's seamless. This high-speed engine is what powers this entire digital machine.
All right, so we've established everyone's online and they've got lightning-fast connections. So, where are they spending their time? And that brings us to the main event, the social media arena.
Now, this is where things start to get really wild. YouTube at the top? Okay, no big surprise there. But wait a second. Look at LinkedIn and Reddit sitting way above Instagram and Facebook. This is definitely not the social media pecking order you might expect to see.
So, raw user numbers, that's one part of the story. But you know, it's a snapshot in time. The real drama, the action, is in the momentum. So, who's actually winning the war for our attention, and who's falling behind? And this really gets us to the core story of this entire digital landscape, what I'm calling the Great Platform Shuffle. Things are not standing still. This is a digital battlefield, and there are some very clear winners and some very clear losers. So let's start with the giants, right? Meta's platforms are seeing a pretty significant drop in their ad reach. Facebook is down almost 12% year over year, and even Instagram, which is still massive, has seen a small but, not insignificant drop. And this chart, wow, this visual just lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at how Facebook's reach drops by 11.8%, and at the same time, TikTok grows by almost that exact same amount. It's almost a perfect transfer. But then, your eyes are drawn to that other bar. And no, that is not a typo. 223%. Just let that sink in for a moment. That is an absolutely explosive number. We're talking an increase of 8.7 million users in just a single year, according to the data from the platform itself. I mean, the number is so out there that even the people who wrote the report had to add a little note. They're basically saying, hey, we see this too, it looks crazy, but this is what the source data says, so we're reporting it. That just underscores how massive and surprising this shift has been. And Reddit is not the only platform making big moves. Pinterest saw a huge 40% jump in its ad reach. Snapchat and LinkedIn are also seeing really healthy growth. But on the other side of the coin, look at Messenger. It saw an even bigger drop than Facebook, falling by 16%. Now, of course, we've got to add a little context here. A drop in ad reach doesn't always mean people are deleting their apps. Sometimes it's just the platform's doing some spring cleaning, removing fake or duplicate accounts. And while that might explain some of Meta's decline, it doesn't change the incredible growth story that's happening everywhere else. So when you put all of these pieces together, what does it all mean? What we're seeing here are the first real signs of what a mature, post-growth digital market actually looks like. So the big takeaways are pretty clear. First, the country has hit a saturation point. The name of the game is now engagement, not new signups. Second, we are in the middle of a massive platform shakeup. And third, user attention is fragmenting. It's spreading out away from those old giant networks to more niche spaces. So really, what all this tells us is that even when a country gets as connected as it could possibly be, the digital world is anything but stable. In fact, it's evolving faster than ever. And that kind of leaves us with this final big question to chew on. When you can't really add any more new users, the entire definition of growth has to change, doesn't it? Is it about time spent, deeper engagement, or is it something else entirely? The Netherlands is giving us a fascinating early look into that very future.